All right, guys, just wanted to bring you a quick video update on the Bitcoin crash that we're seeing. Um, I mean, not even really a crash yet, right? You could still kind of say we're in this larger range, so we'll see what happens, but it is not looking great. First thing I do want to bring up, we are seeing, let's look at the cumulative return by session. This basically shows us what's going on in the past month. Guys, we can basically see the US has been down. To put it mildly, when the US comes in, we seem to be selling, correlated to the S&P, um, Coinbase kind of TWOP selling. So it's definitely what I've been seeing so far on the US session. Just from a TA perspective, again, not a big TA guy. We're going to look at the flows in a second, but this is the spot that I was talking about bidding for a while, kind of the lower end of this range. Um, and we'll see, I'm not jumping into anything just yet. I really want to see this 90K level get taken. Oop, that's the wrong chart. Let's go over here. Kind of this 80, 90K. Again, guys, this is one of my favorite setups. We're going to have this gap fill setup. Or hopefully we will. Either we come up here and we reject, or we come up here and we fill the gap, and we get I think probably a trade up into this area. So I think that's probably my first long, and I'll probably take profit up here, but I'll probably hold the rest, just seeing if he can get some crazy throwback up into the range. If we fall back inside of it, no worries. I am kind of expecting a bounce on SPX tomorrow for some reason. I think we had some extended selling, and I think we're going to have maybe some hedges come off and stuff like that. So I don't know. Not much to really go on, just kind of my intuition. I kind of feel like we're going to get a bounce tomorrow. Sounds stupid, but just kind of what I'm feeling. I am watching these anchored VWAPs. Let's hide this so you guys can see these as well. So I'm watching these anchored VWAPs. Again, these are basically from the point that we started that heavy selling with the open interest. We're still below them, guys, and you can see they're hovering right around this 90K area. So in my opinion, this is really that level to watch, this 90K area. See if we can flip it. You can see he's acted as resistance that first time. It's this gap fill trade. So that's definitely what I want to be watching. um, we have had the premium flip negative. I'm not putting too much weight into it. Let's pull it up over here on the bigger chart and I can show you guys some examples. When it flips negative, it's not always bad, but what it can signify is like bottoms or tops, but it's not elevated in any way. It's just kind of in the middle. So I don't know. You can kind of bracket it out with like something like this. And I'm really looking for the extremes most of the times. You can tell the extremes are normally pretty good at picking tops and bottoms. So I don't know. We're not in any extremes. It did flip negative, but I'm not putting any more weight on it. Are people on Coinbase selling? Yeah, probably, but I'm not putting any more weight on the premium again. It's just the difference between the spot price on Bitcoin on it's going to be Binance. Let's say this is Binance and then this is Coinbase. Basically, they're going to be two separate prices, and it's just the difference in the prices. Normally, what we want to see, it's bullish, is Coinbase trading above Binance for whatever reason. I don't know why it works. It's just kind of something that people have looked at. Seems to be a good indicator. So normally it just means that people on Coinbase are like TWAPing or buying a bunch. Okay, I think we covered Bitcoin. I do want to go over Solana, some interesting updates in Solana. So remember, guys, we were talking about all those lows being taken, kind of the weak structuring that we had built out here. Let's hide this so it's a little bit cleaner. We had the weak structuring that was building out, and we did finally clean some of that out. And we are kind of on this, lower end of the range, high volume node. So if we get some relief tomorrow in SPX and the S&P, this is one I am going to be watching pretty heavily. Let's go over to the TPO and let's mark out some levels here. Yep, I mean, this kind of area right here. Let's see where that coincides. Yeah, I think looks like we already kind of filled this gap here when we got the gap down. You can see we filled that there. Okay, I'll just be watching it. I'll be watching probably 147 area. Um, I do want to throw some anchored VWAPs on this. Let's see where these are. I mean, it's basically the same as this weekly, so. All right. Yeah, I think this weekly VWAP is actually pretty important. It's kind of started at the selling. So let's see what happens around there. Um, the other alt I'm looking at is definitely Hype. I actually did take a trade on Hype today. You can see we blew out all the stops. We basically slammed the bottom edge of this range. It's called like a swing failure pattern. And Bitcoin wasn't killing itself. So that's kind of why I went with this trade. It was just kind of a mean reversion trade. I'm actually already out of it. Looks like in hindsight I should have kept holding, but I'm already out of this one. This one, if Bitcoin holds the bottom and we get another stab down here somewhere, I'll probably be a bidder. Um, for me, it's like Hype, Solana, probably XRP. I'll be looking to bid as well. We did get this wick fill, which is these wicks normally get filled high percentage. A very high percentage of the time these wicks do get filled like this. So this one's looking good as well. Bottom of the range again. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. Litecoin. Haven't been intraday trading that one at all. And then BNB, I think, is the only other one I'm interested in. We'll see. I think I'm going to stick with Solana and Hype. Those seems to be the ones that have given me the best intraday trades recently. Another note, KWEB is coming back into some support, I think. Um, if you're bullish China, might be worth getting into some more calls. We'll see. You have a tight invalidation kind of below here. So we got that pullback. We'll see if it continues. The VIX still seems to be kind of going up. We'll see. Went back down a little bit. The only other thing I did want to cover is the SPX. Yeah, we'll see. I think CTAs are net sellers. CTAs are just like the trend followers. And on the institution side, they basically just use like simple moving averages. So we'll see. I think they're net sellers. I forgot the prices. I'd have to bring it up. But you can basically get data when they sell or buy. I think normally they use like the 50 moving average and the 200 and the 100, I think. I forget. But I was looking at some today. I think they're net sellers if we get below a certain price. So just be careful. But again, I am kind of betting on the mean reversion on the SPX. And we'll see what happens with NVIDIA earnings tomorrow. I think those are going to be super important. I'm not really going to position real hard until we get earnings tomorrow, and then we'll see where we go from there. I even think the earnings could impact Bitcoin just with the way the SPX moves. So watch for the earnings. I think we're in a spot where they could even come out and just say, like, our next earnings are going to be as good. They won't say it like that, but some kind of wording like that, or our revision, like we're slowing down or something. And I think it could be bad, even if the earnings are pretty good. So just be careful. That's something I've been thinking about. But I think that's about it. The only other thing I wanted to pull up is the Velo chart with spots. Yeah, so it looks like off the lows we are leading from spot, so that's good so far. That is good, but again, I don't want to jump right into it. We broke from a range technically, and the first thing you want to do is actually go with the trend. So this 90 level, if we get above it, that's really what I'm watching. So that's the level I'll be watching tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the comments. All right, thanks guys.